Hey guys, I hope everybody's having a fantastic day. Whether you're watching this in the morning, in the afternoon, or in the evening, I'm glad you're here. Today we're going to look at a very unique but very cool knife that I picked up on a trade that I've really grown to like. It's a super cool knife from Microtech and Rike, kind of a collaboration. But before I jump into it, I do want to say thank you to every channel member, all you guys that come in not only and support the channel, but who come in and watch the channel, who come to the live streams, any of you. I appreciate it. I know your time's valuable. I hope I'm putting out something that gives you some type of information, education, or entertainment. But this is a knife that was not initially on my radar. Guys, there's so many knives, good knives out there, that it's very easy for knives to go under your radar. And this knife is the Microtech Mini SOCOM Bravo. So this is a knife that is OEM'd by Rike in China, designed by Microtech, and it is a manual knife with thumb studs that has amazing action, outstanding floating back spacer, jimping in all the right places. I would call this a miniature tactical knife. So it is jimped on the entire handle, and if I lock my fingers right here and went to use this in a piercing grip, my fingers are not going to slide up at all. It is, I would call it tactical, but like all Microtechs, and the only other one I have is the Ram Lock, it is an absolute laser beam. It's a thicker grind, right? Because it's a tactical knife, but that does not take away from any of the sharpness. I mean, it is a M390 therapeutic slicer that is, to me, who's got a medium large size hand. I don't have very thick fingers, but the knife is medium, which, as Miss Christine from Women Carry Knives would say, a cross between small and medium. It is a medium knife, and it fits my hand in a unique way, but it fits my hand in a great way. You do have this jimping up on front on the blade here, in case you want to get up a little closer on that blade. There are a lot of grips that you could employ on this knife to do different cutting tasks, but when I look at it, its primary purpose is to be a tactical folder. They make the SOCOM Bravo, which is a full-size knife like this, but it's, from what I understand, a pretty large knife, because this guy is, like I say, not small, not tiny, but medium, right? So this is a full 4-finger grip from this jimping on the front to the back, and you'll see that I've still got room for another 1.5 fingers there. I do have a lanyard hole. You've got titanium bolsters, titanium frame, titanium clip that works very well in and out of pocket. And then you've got these symmetrical or semi-symmetrical carbon fiber inserts. You've got a T15 on your pivot, T8s all the way around, and then you've got this anodized pivot collar. On the blade, you've got the Microtech logo and M390, and then you've got this nice blood swedge, or whatever you want to call that. But the action on this knife is glassy. The track on the bolster directs your finger directly to that thumb stud that also acts as a lock stop. So it locks right up into those studs. I thought it would be difficult to reverse flick, but it's not. It's very natural for me. Small, yet very effective. I would rate this a 10 out of 10 for a Slurpee saver. I would rate it, for an everyday cutter, a 10 out of 10. It's a small knife. It is perfectly centered, made of the highest quality materials, M390, carbon fiber, titanium, really nice lock bar insert. You've got a floating full back spacer. If you look at the machining and the tolerances on this knife, they are very impressive. The thumb studs are done very well, and even though you don't have that track on the back side, I can reverse finger flick it, but it's really set up just for that thumb flick. I mean, literally, you can run your thumb down that track and it opens. So what I wanted to do is give you a couple of quick size comparisons. Since we've cut up paper, we've talked about it, we've looked at it. It is a Tonto. You've got a little bit of belly here on the flat, and then you've got this kind of exaggerated Tonto that give you a very, very splinter diggy, pokey tip, which I really like. And if we were going to look at this next to a bug out, just a little bit longer than the bug out. It's going to be about 3 inches bigger than a Sharpie. It's going to be about 3/4 of an inch or an inch shorter than the Para 2. So very close to bug out size as Tippy steps on the bug out. I apologize to Tippy and to you guys who had to watch that. But let's get the tape measure. And let's see what this weighs in at. And I'm going from the very back here to the tip of the blade, and it's 7 3/4. Give or take just maybe a 1/16 less. Now I'm going to measure from here to back here. That's where my hand. So you are right at 4 inches. So 4 inches from right here to back here. So again, I'm grabbing the knife in a death grip. I'm not really feeling the clip. I do feel the jimping, but not aggressively, just good enough to know that I've got a solid grip on this knife. But for a much larger hand, this would fit your hand very well. And again, this is the Mini, but don't let that fool you. I have a feeling it's going to be the size. Let me check something. I was just going to look at the Benchmade Mini Adamas because I'm thinking, yeah, it's just about the same length, even though it says Mini in size. If any of you have experienced the Mini Adamas, it's much bigger than a Mini Bug Out, than a Mini 945, than a Mini Grip, and the Mini SOCOM Bravo is going to be in that, like I said earlier, that Miss Christine Women Carry Knives would say, that's medium size, small to medium. The blade on this is going to be about 3 1/4, I'm going to call it, with a cutting edge of 3 inches. You've got about 2 1/8 right under on the flat, and you've got about 1 inch on that tip. I'm going to give it a quick thickness because this is a robust knife. If you look at the overall blade stock, 13.5. That comes down to 0.215. And I'm guessing the handle's going to be about a 1/2 inch, maybe a little over, because it is a thicker knife, 0.5410. Which to me is a fantastic size for a tactical knife. It's light enough. Keep in mind, I apologize, guys. Let's get this scale out. Titanium and carbon fiber. We had a 3 inch cutting area. We had about a 3 1/4 inch blade. Comes in at 3.35 ounces. To me, that is perfect for the inch per ounce, even though I don't really subscribe to the inch per ounce. Some knives, certain slip joints, I like to be very, very light. When I'm talking about a tactical folder or an everyday primary carry, I like it to feel more like a tool. This knife fills that void. It feels like a tool, has excellent action, multiple deployment with the reverse flick and the thumb flick, and what I think is a very aggressive looking blade. Very nice jimping that now I understand the design because it traps your hand to use it if you need to use it to do some pokey. But guys, it goes back to keeping an open mind, because knives that might not normally attract you can be very pleasing. You find things that are cool, you find things that are different, and like I said, I've been led down a fixed blade rabbit hole, I've been led down a slip joint rabbit hole. My taste in folders has changed to where I've purchased knives that I swore I had no interest in. It's just because I kept an open mind and kept looking forward, right? So this is, as I fail it, this is the Microtech SOCOM Mini Bravo. It is a collaboration, I guess you'd call it, between Microtech, OEM by Rike, has a wonderful sharpening choil, wonderful sandblasted edge and blood groove or swedge here. You've got some nice satin accents around and just a wonderful little blade. Glad I got to trade for it. Glad I got to try it out. Stoked to have it. Guys, really stoked to have you guys here. All I ask is please look out for the guy or gal to your left. Please look out for the guy or gal to your right. Please look out for each other. Go forward with loves in your hearts. And please choose debate, not hate. I love y'all. Peace.